What a day, what a season, what a team.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your champions, Melbourne Victory!
With impeccable timing on the biggest stage of all, Melbourne left no doubt about being the finest football side in the land. Their grand final demolition of arch-rivals Adelaide crowned a magnificent campaign that elevated the Hyundai A-League to dizzy new heights in just its second season. Over 6 sensational months, the boys in blue brandished a style of football that was breathtaking at times and brutal at others. Throw in a touch of South American flair, and it was indeed a heady mix. It captured the imagination of Victoria's sporting public, who responded in a way that nobody could have imagined. With such wonderful support, Ernie Merrick's men swept all before them and made their intentions clear from the outset when their season began as it ended, by outgunning Adelaide to trigger a 7-match winning streak that put them on the road to glory.
Well, he's known Greg Owens since he was a kid, hasn't he? So decided to take the gamble. Here's Grant Bremner gambling for Melbourne Victory. Wide right is Fred. Thompson and teammate going for the same ball there, which is what caused the confusion. Now here's Kevin Muscat. That slightly more advanced midfield role. Spotted the run of Simon Storey. Cut off on the pass by the Adelaide defence. Now here's Leia. Archie Thompson was onside, and clearly onside. Allsop waits in the middle, joined now by Fred, who's herring towards the near post. Oh, and it goes off the crossbar by Michael Valkanis. And Melbourne oh so close to an opening goal. Well, ironically enough, it was an Adelaide player who almost put them in front.
He did. Michael Valkanis trying to clear the ball. Skis off outside of his left foot, the inside of his left foot onto the bar.
Aaron Goldie just caught the shins there, I think, accidentally, of Danny Allsop. Well, maybe a clash of knees, in fact.
It was a clash of knees, that hurts. But it was very, very tight on the touchline, and Danny Allsop, as he so often does, coming back to help his defence.
Here's Fred for Melbourne. It was Archie Thompson with the slide tackle. Threaded through by Bremner. Fred goes after it. Tracked by Valkanis. Thompson is short. Fred tries the chip to the far post, and it was just a little too high for Danny Allsop. Retrieved by Alessandro. Oh, and again, the little trick. Box of tricks by Alessandro. Was that a penalty? Yes, says referee Matthew Breeze. Foul by Richie Allegich. And Melbourne, after nearly 27 minutes on the clock, had the chance to go in front, but perhaps more seriously, Robbie, there may be an injury to Alessandro, but it's the Brazilian brilliance who has created the opportunity.
A little nutmeg there, positive play from Alessandro. Richie Allegich, once he was past him, he's got to let him go. You cannot do that in the penalty box. It's a right decision from Matthew Breeze. Look at the skill here. Through the legs, Richie Allegich, that's where he's got to let him go. It's a definite penalty.
Kevin Muscat, 5 penalties converted successfully last season. Now has the opportunity to get Melbourne Victory's campaign up and running in season 2. It's Muscat against Bajic. It's 1-0 Melbourne. The first goal of the new Hyundai A-League season. And perhaps fittingly, it's the new Australian captain that leads the way.
That's a wonderful penalty. He just doesn't miss.
Wasteful by Allsop for Melbourne. Albeit in a very deep position for him. Now Allegich, eager to atone for conceding that penalty. Viet only finds Alessandro. Up towards Thompson. Nice touch by Archie Thompson. Laid off by Fred. Melbourne started to play some good stuff. Here's Kevin Muscat. Support from Alessandro, who's herring forward down that left-hand side. Infield to Fred instead. To Piłkowski. Oh, and a real chance here, and the flag's gone up late. It was very late on this near side, and Archie Thompson missed in any case. Brebner's ball. Knocked down, Thompson, real chance for 2-0. Archie Thompson dives and a wonderful clearance off the line. I think big Robert Cornthwaite. And John Cosmina has obviously swapped him over to that left flank. Didn't get too much joy on the right. Now here's Alsop on the left with Angelo Costanzo. Play on. Angelo Costanzo stopped. Here's Alsop. Great stop by the goalkeeper. Claudinho! 2-0 Melbourne Victory! And the Brazilians have combined. One setting up the first goal. And the Samba star, Mark II, gets the second.
Well, Danny Alsop will be relieved. Talked about it before the game last year. A striker who hit the goalkeeper, he would have won it hands down. He's done it again here. It was a pretty good save from Bajic. The ball rebounding nicely to Claudinho, and he finished it off beautifully. Here it comes, Bajic, unlucky, right into the path of Claudinho, and the Brazilian puts it away.
Wonderful celebrations at Olympic Park. Well, a goal for Adelaide here would make it a very interesting and very tense last couple of minutes. But Melbourne and Theoklitos in particular are determined. They're going to keep a clean sheet. Here's Caceres. Now Claudinho. Melbourne on the counter. Claudinho looking for a second goal. Still Claudinho. Saved with the legs from Bajic.
Well, it's wonderful skill.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming. Must be the victory coming. Pumped up and full of running.
Well, there he is, Dwight York, on his way, of course, to Sunderland of the English Championship, a 2-year deal for the captain of Trinidad and Tobago. A lot of debate about the move, but he is proving to be a club man to the last. Robbie Slater coming down to Melbourne to watch his team.
Yeah, it's good to see, isn't it?
Alsop has done well. Good strength from Alsop, and Clint Bolton again pulls off a great save. And again, Danny Alsop can consider himself very unlucky indeed.
I just said before that he has a habit of hitting the goalkeeper, and he's done it again. It's a fortunate, really, save from Clint Bolton. He didn't know much about it. It's hit him on the legs, and it's luckily for Sydney gone out for a corner.
Close to the opening goal, the corner played in by Brebner. Muscat still hasn't been cleared now. Melbourne are in front, and the man has finally done it. It's Danny Alsop at long last. And what a start for the Victory.
Well, that's poor defending from Sydney. Kevin Muscat completely unmarked on the corner. Now, there was a Sydney player who went down. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Robbie Middleby, but I think Muscat's pulled off him. Here's the ball in. There's the player down. It's not dealt with. Piakowski was in there. A deflection. Danny Alsop, for once with no goalkeeper, puts it away.
Couldn't miss Danny Alsop. And that will do his confidence the world of good. And it looks as though the collarbone is a problem for Robbie Middleby. Bolton has missed it, and the referee points to the spot. Disaster upon disaster for Sydney FC.
Well, Clint Bolton made the choice to come off his line. He's come out. Alessandro not scared. He hasn't pulled out. He attacks the ball. Be interesting to see the replay. Here it comes. There's the ball over the top. Wasn't offside. Clint Bolton certainly going for the ball now. Is there contact there? As Alessandro might see better here. Well, I don't see a lot in that.
For Kevin Muscat this season, and Melbourne Victory dream start here at Telstra Dome. A yellow card, we should remind you, to the goalkeeper Clint Bolton, and it's a long way back from here for Sydney FC at the end of a very difficult week for the club.
Look at Kevin Muscat. I've sensed something about him. I saw it last week at Olympic Park. He was perhaps man of the match last week. And since he's been called back up into the Socceroos, it's a new Kevin Muscat.
More trickery from Alessandro. Mark Rudin straight in there, and the referee pulls out the card. And there's afters as well from Mark Rudin. He's off. It can't possibly get any worse for Sydney.
Well,
this is an absolute catastrophe for the visiting team, and the skipper has lost his composure. Another corner, again to be taken by Ufuk Talay. Away from the goalkeeper, and Sydney strike back, and Ian Fife, who hadn't scored a goal in the A-League until last week, has made it 2 in 2 games.
the full marks Desrelic, who forced Story into an error. Good closing down.
Good turn from Carney. Fred, though, was back to help out. His defence. Story now looks up. Brebner's in space. And Muscat drives it long. That's a superb ball from Kevin Muscat. Great chance here for Melbourne. Danny Allsop. And is that the goal which kills off the contest? 2 goals tonight for Danny Allsop. 3-1 to Melbourne Victory.
Well, that's a great ball from Kevin Muscat, but you have to say it's poor defending from Sydney FC. That ball, he drilled it, hit it with the laces, Kevin Muscat, but still it travelled a long way, and he didn't adjust. You've got to try and head that one, Mark Milligan. He goes with the foot, he miscontrols it, but Danny Allsop still had a lot to do. We know about the chance. It's a wonderful ball, but you've got to head that away, Mark Milligan. That's a great finish. Cool finish from Danny Allsop, and has the tide turned for Danny Allsop. Only 3 goals last season, but had the floodgates open for him. So Mark Rudin received a yellow card for the initial foul, and then was adjudged to have kicked the play while he was down and received a straight red.
Over the top from Brebner. Out comes Bolton. He'll get there in front of Thompson. And he's had a bit of a disaster. Clint Bolton. Claudinho. There's no one home.
Right.
Side netting. What a golden opportunity.
He took too long.
Checkley. 2 in the middle. They have numbers, Sydney. Carney again. Deflection, goal.
Lifeline.
Unbelievable. Sydney FC are back in it once again. Thompson. Brebner makes the run. Estate onside. Brebner blazes over the top, and again Melbourne butcher a golden opportunity.
Blue, white and silver flying strike like a flash of lightning, revved up and full of fighting, victory the brave. And in the heat of battle stand up.
Here's Muscat looking through the needle. Bunce getting in a bit of a tangle. Chance here. Chance, and the ball slides in. And the opening goal, it's only taken 9 minutes. And Danny Allsop picks up his 3rd goal of the season. And Melbourne go 1-0 up early against the Knights.
Well, it's great work here by Archie Thompson, very composed. Nice little pass out to Allsop, had plenty of time to pick a spot. Here's the build-up, wonderful delivery through. Buncey failed to get a foot on Archie Thompson, but just a wonderful finish, very composed.
Here, Melbourne. Chance now for Thompson. Milosevic comes, Thompson's round the back, Thompson! And Archie Thompson scores from the narrowest of angles. And now Melbourne, 2 goals up. It's a long road back for the Knights. But Archie Thompson, he skipped past Danny Milosevic. It looked like the angle would be too tight for him, but he's just slid that one into the far side of the net.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful pass by his striking partner. Great touch, and that's a tremendous finish on that angle. Danny Milosevic comes out, tries not to bring him down.
Melbourne with a good opportunity. Saki's with the delivery, and that's 3-0. Easy as you like. Kevin Muscat, his 3rd of the season. Ryan Holtov, Vargas, here's Michael White. Chance to go 1-on-1. Checks inside Michael White. Tries to get his shot away. Again surrounded by 3 Melbourne players. Here's Thompson. Thompson, can he use his pace? Slips through 1, 2 players. Allsop through the last player. And and the ball just slides past the post. So a let-off for the Knights. But again, the pace of Archie Thompson just opens up the Knights' defence. And Daniel Allsop almost picks up his second of the afternoon.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming, must be the victory coming. Pumped up and full of running, Victory the brave.
Tharky's this time towards the near post. The contact came, has across the line. He didn't know much about it, Danny Vukovic, but very, very grateful, the goalkeeper, to see the ball end up in his gloves. Sarkis. Look at the space here for Allsop. The shot's on target. Didn't have enough power. He's been in scoring form, Danny Allsop. He'll be disappointed with that effort. So I was going to talk about crowd figures, and the statistics show Melbourne's average after 2 games, 27,756. Chance here, Allsop came out of nothing. Route 1 almost paid off for Melbourne Victory. 3 in the wall for the Mariners. Sarkis. No one's picked up the far post run. Just needed a touch. Danny Allsop was there. So too was Archie Thompson. A good variation from the dead ball, and the Mariners lucky to escape. Flicked on by Hutchinson. McMaster's got the better of Piakowski. Chance here for the Central Coast. Theoklitos with the save. What an important stop from the goalkeeper. Against the run of play, the Central Coast Mariners so close. Thompson's away. 1-on-1. Thompson against the keeper. Goes past the keeper too wide. Archie Thompson squares it across the goal. No one was there. Chance goes begging.
Wonderful opportunity, Melbourne Victory. It was Steve Pantelides who played the ball through. Archie Thompson exploded away from the Central Coast defence.
Still the Victory. Pantelides. Miscued clearance by O'Grady. The touch, surely this time, Thompson! Second chance was enough. Archie Thompson buries it. Melbourne take the lead. The crowd goes wild at Olympic Park. The first goal of the game from the last of the Mohicans, Archie Thompson.
Wonderful work again. Steve Pantelides down the right-hand side. Got away from his man, whipped the ball in, harmless looking cross, totally miscued from O'Grady. Credit Danny Allsop lifting it past the goalkeeper. I feel it was probably going in anyway, but Archie Thompson on hand to make sure with the final touch. And he'll be much relieved man after taking one round the goalkeeper and missing just moments before. But sustained pressure again from the Melbourne Victory, this time culminating in a goal.
Running into a dead end there, Jamie McMaster. Gets the better of Alessandro. And the shot was on target. Great save, Theoklitos. In the meantime, there was a tangle off the ball between Alessandro and McMaster. And the referee caught it.
Good signs, though, for the Central Coast Mariners. Pushing Melbourne Victory back on top of their own goal. Sustained period of pressure, best of the match for them.
A rather glum-looking Mariners bench. They know the significance of another loss here. Chance here all of a sudden. Caceres across the face of goal. Free header for Muscat. Off the post from Kevin Muscat.
And talk me through that header, Muskie. Last week, a headed goal, very rare one for Kevin Muscat, and tonight nearly another one.
Yeah, I took a bit of stick about that one last week, so I thought I'd prove the doubters wrong. But it was all about a team effort. You know, we've missed Fred today, and we missed Brebs, who's been so good for us. But we just showed that we've got a lot of depth this season, and nothing's going to come easy.
White and silver flying strike like a flash of lightning, revved up and full of fighting, Victory the brave.
Roddy Vargas, Daniel Piakowski and Adrian Leia are the back three for the Victory. What a fine job they've done, and most of the attention has been focused on Allsop and Thompson, but the defensive work of those three has been outstanding. Mistake made by Kovacevic. Chance here for the Victory. Allsop threads it inside. Thompson at full stretch. He was a bootlace away from getting contact there. Thompson. Musket. Layoff from Sarkis. We heard the call from Simon Story. Dangerous ball in. Thompson was almost on the end of it. Caceres now for Melbourne. Still with the Victory. Brebner. There's numbers in the box for the Melbourne Victory. It's an up and under cross, really didn't have the trajectory. But they get a second bite of the cherry. And the swiftly taken first time shot from Adrian Caceres. Caceres has scored against his old club, and hasn't he proved a point?
Fantastic layout from Kevin Muscat as well to set the goal up. Could have easily just swung at the ball and sent it sky high, but he's just laid it off to Caceres, and Caceres is finished.
Adrian Caceres quickly onto the loose ball.
Well, we said he had a point to prove, Adrian Caceres, and he don't do much better than putting one in the back of the net.
Brebner. Dangerous ball inside. Vrteski backed himself. Allsop was in the vicinity.
Keeper did very well.
Melbourne Victory have to man up inside their 6-yard box. In fact, Coyne's taking the throw quickly. Colosimo. Ball's run away from him, and Caceres has nicked in. Thompson through the middle. Caceres still going outside of him. Vargas making the overlap. Vargas continues his run. Thompson at the back post. It's 3 against 3, the cutback, and appeals for handball. It's been given. Penalty. A penalty for Melbourne Victory. Ante Kovacevic, adjudged to have used his arm.
It seemed a little bit harsh on first glance.
And Melbourne Victory with a quick counter get their reward.
I think he's more of him trying to get his arm out of the way of the ball, but unfortunately it has come off his arm.
So a golden opportunity here for Melbourne Victory to seal the match. It's Kevin Muscat, the penalty specialist, against Alex Vrteski. And the Victory on their way to victory. Kevin Muscat converts from the spot, his 4th goal of the season. Silences the shed. Driven in. And the header's on target. A consolation goal for Perth Glory. David Tarker has pulled one back for the home team to the delight of their fans. But it's a little too late for the Glory.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming. Must be the Victory coming. Pumped up and full of running. Victory the brave.
Brought down very neatly by Fred. Now Brebner slides it through. Thompson had made some space. McLaughlin ahead of him. Also, good stop by Tom Willis, and it's behind for a corner off Andy Packer.
Well, it's a great move and great play and vision from Archie Thompson. He holds the ball up, he comes in, McLaughlin stands him up, he lays it back. Allsop takes it first time. It was a good strike, but what a great save from Tom Willis.
Well, let's see if Caceres can pick someone out in the middle now, because he's taking the corner. Breaks for Brebner. Now Vargas. Lift over the top, flags up against, well, possibly 3 Melbourne Victory players. Ball's in the back of the net, but it won't count. He's got 3 goals this campaign already, of course, which equals his total in the entirety of last term. There's a bit more to his game, as he's proving here, as he tees up Fred. Bit of space to attack. Fred! 1-0! Well, it just opened up for Fred. Also with the initial touch. And Fred was allowed to run free and dances free around Telstra Dome. It's the Brazilian brilliance which has put Melbourne a goal in front in the top of the table clash. He's only conceded 3 this season so far, Michael Theoklitos. Got a bit more work to do here, perhaps, from the corner. Oganovsky went up away by Kevin Muscat very powerfully. Now Hyuk-Soo So. Struck his own player, might break for Lynch. Cross and goal! Ante Milicic! One apiece at the Telstra Dome.
What a wonderful ball from Simon Lynch. And he helps there with the recuperation of the ball from the Queensland Roar.
Muscat. Good ball again. Looking for Fred. Appeals for a handball. Referee points to the spot. And it's going to be a penalty kick for the Melbourne Victory. Yellow card for Matty Mackay. It's Muscat against Willis. Was there ever any doubt? Goal number 5 of the season for the veteran. He's eyeing up the golden boot. And the Victory fans are eyeing up another scalp.
Well, of course, Miriam Bleiberg is always one to change things around if need be. It's Chad Gibson who goes off, and Massimo Madoka, who was excellent last week against Adelaide. His combination with Matty Mackay really ran the Adelaide midfield ragged. So him coming on, Miriam Bleiberg there looking on. Of course, he knows, in spite of Melbourne being the better team in the first half, I think that's a fair thing to say, but they're well in the game at only 2-1.
Now Oganovsky's header might have put his team in trouble. Is Fred! Oh, bangs off the back of the post. Danger still not away for the Raw. Alsop's shot. And it's cleared by Josh McCloggin.
They were led off for Queensland Raw. They had their own chance there as Packer found Matty Mackay at the back post, but didn't get a good strike with the volley.
Well, it's another defensive header that's put the Queensland Raw in trouble. Fred flicks it through. Thompson puts it across. And again, Queensland Raw somehow survive.
Still a lot of work to be done, and Melbourne 3 great chances this early part of the second half. And I think with the back 3 of Queensland, they've stayed that way in spite of Chad Gibson going off, Oganovsky now going back. They've left a lot of space in the right and inside left-hand channel. And I think that's where Archie Thompson particularly has pulled off into those areas and caused all sorts of problems.
And here he is again. Now, suggestion of a handball. Simon Prisdak points to the spot. It's another penalty for Melbourne Victory.
Well, it wasn't clear what he was going to give. He chests this one down. He goes around McLaren. And then McLaren's got the ball. And then it's a show of strength. It could be viewed as a little bit harsh.
A chance for his second of the game. Bit of movement on the edge of the Queensland penalty area. Simon Prisdak just sorting things out. It's a tense moment at the Telstra Dome, as Melbourne have really pushed in this second period. They need the cushion of that 2-goal margin. Can Kevin Muscat give it to them in the top of the table clash? It's Muscat. Never any doubt. For the second time from the spot, it's Muscat, and it's 3-1 for the Victory.
Yeah, and he loves it, doesn't he?
I say luck evens itself out. Now Thompson, also in acres of space. Oh, he tried to square it, and it's got in an A case. Does Danny Alsop claim that? I'm not sure. It might be an own goal, but what is for sure is that Melbourne Victory lead by 4 goals to 1.
Well, it's a definite own goal.
White and silver flying straight like a flash of lightning, revved up and full of fighting, victory the brave. And in the heat of battle stand up, show no fear.
Long throw from Ocon to capitalise on the breeze. Here he is again, the Jet skipper, Brown. Attacking the ball with purpose was Caceres, who continues his run. Caceres again, turning Thompson inside out. The ball in is a dangerous one, and it's just cleared the crossbar. It came off the Newcastle player, Ben Kennedy. Very, very relieved to see that one clear the frame of the goal. It's just a little bit untidy at the moment. And both teams really guilty of poor possession play. Fred Fred with a shot across the face of goal, agonisingly past the post. Eagleton's ball inside was easily cut out by Brebner. Now Story plays the ball into space. Allsop's in behind. Important stop from Ben Kennedy. 3 goals so far this season for Daniel Allsop. Of course, the leading goal scorer in the competition is Kevin Muscat. The Victory in the clear. Brebner has broken the offside trap and he has squandered it. Grant Brebner with a chance to open the scoring, a golden chance. No whistle from the referee as Fred went down. Brown. And he's been dispossessed, Tim Brown. Caceres away, Allsop through the middle. They get a lucky bounce. Allsop, it's one-on-one. Danny Allsop has buried it. A dagger into the heart of Newcastle Jets. And the league leaders take the lead here at Energy Australia. A 4th goal of the season for Danny Allsop.
12 months ago, you wouldn't have guaranteed this one. But version 2 of Hyundai A-League, it's Danny Allsop, cool as you like. A good side on goal, eyeballs the goalkeeper, picks his spot, 1-0.
Newcastle are now throwing absolutely everything they've got at Melbourne Victory. They're going to leave and have to leave nothing in the tank. Superb ball by Vargas, has played in Allsop. Can he make it number 2? Yes, he can. It's all over. Daniel Allsop nails the coffin shut for Newcastle Jets.
So thanks to a telling double from big Danny Allsop, the Victory were able to overcome their stubborn hosts and maintain their 100% record. But all good things must come to an end. And so it was that Melbourne's 7-game golden run was halted in round 8 on a night when everyone seemed to lose their cool.
Here comes Travis Dodd trying to make inroads. Now Bobby Petter, little slip by Piakovsky. Ross Aloisi trying to snaffle up the loose ends on the edge of the box and had a little chop at Fred there. And, well, we said it was going to be fiery in the midfield. Ross Aloisi and Grant Brebner. And, well, we've got a free-for-all here.
Well, what a start. All the feelings coming out. Ross Aloisi knows how important his role is. But what you don't need is a red card. But Pet is very dangerous when he gets turned on to defenders.
Melbourne Victory looking dangerous here. Caceres. So far, it's a match befitting of its billing as the match of the round. Caceres flicks it through. Thompson is onside, drills it across, low and hard. And well done, Matthew Kemp, from an Adelaide perspective, puts it behind for a corner. And I can tell you that John Kosmina is about to make his first change. Shen King Chu is standing by. Good tracking back by Danny Allsop. Wins good applause from the Melbourne fans, and he sets Archie Thompson away. It's Thompson against Rees. Archie Thompson side netting, and it's just starting to open up a bit. Is this the moment for Melbourne? It's Muscat. Good save by Robbie Bajic. He saw it late down to his left. Can Melbourne create and take a chance? Good playing by Bajic. Brebner just bounces off Nathan Burns. Adelaide dangerous here. Real chance for Owens. Owens has stolen it perhaps for Adelaide United. Now, Kevin Muscat and John Kosmina having a real set-to on the sideline. This is not really what we want to see. And Matthew Breeze has got some sorting out to do here. It's a yellow card for Kevin Muscat. And still the debate goes on.
As he went to get the ball, and John Kosmina saying that Kevin Muscat pushed him off his chair. Not sure if John Kosmina was holding on to the ball.
Well, the irony is, of course, is that at half-time they walked off arm in arm.
The ugly confrontation between the Melbourne captain and the Adelaide coach capped an ill-tempered affair. And in spite of having their colours lowered for the first time in the 2-month-old campaign, Melbourne still enjoyed a healthy lead in the competition, which was strengthened even further over the ensuing 5 weeks when the side launched another unbeaten blitz.
And it's Adrian Caceres to drive it in towards the box. Out comes Bolton. And it's a good clean take from the Sydney FC goalkeeper. Quick release as well. Sydney FC all of a sudden on the counter, bursting forward, the shot! And what a start for Sydney FC, Stevie Corica. The man who scored the winning goal in the grand final has put Sydney FC ahead here against Melbourne Victory. Likewise Fife. Melbourne have it now. Chance here for the Victory, the shot across the face of goal. Bolton has left it. Well, the second half is underway finally. And those changes are now more evident as we see Caceres quickly onto a loose ball. Fred onside, and Bolton had to backtrack, taking that ball right on his goal line. McFlynn down the line, Brosk. He's come a long way off that far side of the field, plays the ball through the legs of Roddy Vargas. Alex Brosk feeling he was obstructed. No reaction from the match officials. Mistake from Topo Stanley. Caceres in quickly, slides it through. Fred in the clear, in the middle, unmarked is also up the cutback. Somehow being squeezed in by Archie Thompson. Went through a couple of legs. Melbourne Victory back on level terms. A goal out of nothing.
Unfortunate mistake from Topo Stanley there, which has given up possession to Melbourne. Fred's done fantastic here. I thought he was going to cross it, but he's cut it back to Archie, and I think Clint will be a little bit disappointed going in at the near post there. But a good finish all the same. Archie will be very pleased with that, but Fred here has done superbly well to cut that ball back.
Plays the ball in behind. Great ball from Vargas. Danny Allsop might fall, almost fell. For Archie Thompson, and Mark Rudin with some desperate defending saves the day for Sydney. Allsop was isolated. Now Thompson. It's away from Fife and Brocky. Nice footwork, as we've come to expect from Archie Thompson. There's room for Danny Allsop to move. It's broken here almost. I think it was Brebner, and Bolton out quickly. And here is Fred, who a moment ago was at the other end of the park. Comes from Caceres. The header, it's home. Melbourne Victory in front. It's a double for Archie Thompson. And the Victory on their way here at Aussie Stadium. Have Sydney FC left themselves with too big a mountain to climb.
Well, it's a well-worked goal here. It's a fantastic ball in from Caceres. Great header.
We knew that we came out a bit slack that first half, and obviously it was going to be very difficult to come back from a 1-0 down sort of. But you know, the guys fought hard, and I think that's why we're on top, because we got a lot of fighting spirit, and we just worked hard to the end.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming, must be the Victory coming, pumped up and full of running.
So Grant Brebner drops it in short. Now he'll deliver into the box. Free header. And it's only taken 8 minutes. And well made Danny Milosevic look at his defence, throw his arms up in disgust. Because it's 8 minutes old, the game, and Fred has put the Melbourne Victory up 1-0. So there you see it, shots on goal. Oh, that's beautiful skills. Here's Thompson. Thompson inside. Neil Emblin tries to just lift the ball over Danny Milosevic's head.
On several occasions, certainly working hard and unfortunately sometimes just making his runs into the wrong areas. That occasion he did it well. Early on he blocked Noah Hickey for a shot on goal.
Now Baisley getting in a bit of a tangle. The ball drops for Fred, lays it back to Archie Thompson, and the Knights have been absolutely punished for trying to play their way out of trouble. Archie Thompson goes to the flag. He picks up his 5th goal of the season, and Melbourne are cruising at 2-0. Trying to play the ball down the line. Ball was blocked, and nice pass from Fred. And now Melbourne, chance to make it 3. Appeals for offside, and I think those appeals are quite well founded, but 2 goals in 2 minutes, and Melbourne up 3-0. Adrian Caceres. And Melbourne are really putting the Knights to the sword. Here's Caceres. Caceres ball in behind the defence. Thompson running onto it. Easy as you like. Melbourne again carve up the Knights, and this time Danny Allsop benefits. Melbourne 4-0 up.
Victory the brave, through white and silver flying strike like a flash of lightning, revved up and full of fighting. Victory the brave, and in the heat of battle stand up, show no fear.
Well, certainly that midfield partnership, Brebner and Muscat's, is combative and very effective. Just cut out by Alex Wilkinson, picked up by Archie Thompson. Cluster of white shirts around him. O'Sullivan gets it partially clear. Picked up by the aforementioned Muscat. Simon Story involved. Now Fred. Good build-up by Victory. Story! This is Fred, who's managed to trick his way past for Allsop! Danny Allsop, 7th of the season, and it's taken Melbourne less than 4 minutes.
Well, that's exactly what the Central Coast didn't need. Concede an early goal against a team that is absolutely flying. Beautiful work there from Fred on the right-hand side. Great wing play, skips past his defender, crossed to the back post. That's a very good header. Heads it down, Danny Allsop.
This is Morrie for the Mariners. That's a good ball in 2. Oh, an equaliser. Jamie McMaster. And there's more defensive work to do here for the Victory. Drilled in low and hard by Noel Spencer. McMaster didn't really catch hold of it, and now the Victory can break. Thompson is free down the middle. If Allsop can find him, he is onside. Real chance for Victory to make it 2-1. It's Thompson! Wonderful goal by Archie Thompson. Melbourne Victory's lead restored, the familiar celebrations, and the noise returns to the dome.
Well, Allsop is the provider, the quick counter-attack. Rehearsed move from the corner kick for Central Coast, but you'll have to have a look at this. Not so sure Archie Thompson wasn't offside, but he's in his own half here. There's the ball played. What a tempo to this game, and the quick counter-attack, the classic counter-attack. Central Coast punished.
Sucker punch. Well, it's all attack at the moment. Was that a handball against Morrie? Not given. Chance for 2-2. It is 2-2. Stuart Petrie with his first of the season. And we've had 4 goals inside 11 minutes. Incredible. Well, he brings a little capoeira to the Melbourne Victory lineup, doesn't he? Go along with the goals of Allsop on the ball here, who's got real pace. Danny Allsop is cleaning away. Chance for 3-2. Side netting. And it's a goal kick. Theoklitos has a wall of 5. It's a very dangerous position, this. Jamie McMaster with a little dink over the far side. Morrie's headed back in and headed in across the line by Adam Kwasnik. And Peter Green has awarded the goal, I think. Or has he? Has he given it handball? Oh, he's given a handball and a red card.
That's handball on the back post.
Against Roddy Vargas.
That's a definite handball.
Well, Adam Kwasnik has slotted home one penalty against the Knights, and this for the lead for the Mariners. It's Kwasnik. Well, Theoklitos got a hand to it, but Adam Kwasnik gets his second of the campaign.
One thing we can say is the Telstra Dome has certainly been a success, well, off the field with the number of spectators coming through. But on the field, it's been so many games, incident-packed. We think of the Sydney game here that Melbourne won 3-2. The Adelaide game, of course, with the John Kosmina, Kevin Muscat incident. And now we have tonight, and we're not even at half-time yet.
They've had their money's worth, that's for sure. Muscat's ball in towards Fred! Oh, great save from Danny Vukovic. Now, another yellow card for Kevin Muscat. That's his second yellow. And would you believe Melbourne Victory are down to 9 players. Another tangle with Jamie McMaster. Muscat, as you can see, doesn't agree with the decision. Well, it's chaos at Telstra Dome. Melbourne down to 9 players. Ernie Merrick can't believe it. We'll see more of what happened on the replay, but if Muscat is guilty of that offence, then that's just professional suicide by the Victory captain. Tomasevic, well anticipated by Simon Story. Now Danny Allsop threads it through. Thompson onside. Fred herring towards the left-hand side of the penalty area towards Allsop instead. Good challenge, still in play. Thompson across and almost sliced into his own net.
Melbourne will want to stay compact. They'll let Central Coast play the ball out into those wide areas.
Oh, great work by Danny Allsop. Left the defender for dead. Good ball to Archie Thompson. Great stop by Vukovic. Headed by Grant Brebner over the top. And the Mariners survive. And Archie Thompson with a golden opportunity. If the Mariners do manage to hang on, of course, it continues to make things interesting at the top of the table. Keeps the likes of Adelaide and Queensland in with a chance. Here's Fred. He's gone all the way. It's Fred. Oh, in the side netting. It looks easier to score. And really, all the steam and the tension that we saw in this game in the first half has fizzled out. It's now more about tactics, really, than pure passion. Which of these teams will blink first, if you like? Thompson's ball kept in by Fred, just, and wins the throw-in too. Central Coast claiming that was a foul throw by Fred. Play on, this is Fred. Digs it far post! 3-3! Danny Allsop! Unbelievable!
They may have had to share the points for the first time in 06-07, but the Melbourne faithful celebrated like they'd won. And why not? It was a performance that could only be described as extraordinary, considering they slaved for half the game with just 9 men.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming, must be the victory coming.
Such an inspired display typified just why Ernie Merrick's Miracle Men found themselves with a handy break of 9 competition points from the pack as the A-League turned for home. There was to be no letting up though, and their advantage grew to double figures when they grabbed a late verdict against a plucky Perth at the Telstra Dome.
Thompson. Quick flick from Archie Thompson. And the nutmeg as well. The crowd are loving it from Archie Thompson. And isn't he a crowd pleaser? Good movement down the right side. The ball clipped into the near post. Almost fell for Allsop, and the shot across the face of goal from Archie Thompson. Allsop goes long. Will it break for Archie Thompson? He got there first. He attacked the ball. He watched it all the way, and the shot just clears the frame of the goal. Good strong burst here from Christian Sarkis. Plays it through. Allsop in behind, and just enough pressure applied on the ball by some courageous Glory defending.
what's been interesting to note is apart from Allsop at times drifting out to this right flank, we've seen Alessandro playing wide on the left and replacing Caceres in that role, but we haven't seen a lot coming from the right-hand side of the park.
Good ball from Alessandro. Here's Thompson. Still going is Thompson. Archie Thompson with a chance. It's been the story of the night. He is furious. Saki's better delivery. A shot from Brebner. And for the first time, really, Tomic has been tested. Here's Brebner. Lines up the shot. Grant Brebner brings the house down. The late show for Melbourne Victory. And finally, the spirited resistance of the Glory is broken.
And credit the Melbourne Victory there. All night we've seen them persist playing that ball in the air into the penalty area and getting absolutely no joy against a rock-solid Perth Glory defence. That time they played it short across the edge of the box to Alessandro. He played it square again to Brebner. We saw earlier hit a wonderful volley. That time teed it up and off one step drove it wide of Tomic, who had no chance, into the corner of the goal. Wonderful strike, full instep, right through the crowd, possibly unsighted Tomic. Got a slight hand on it, but couldn't keep it out. Wonderful goal, Grant Brebner.
Brebner's first goal in the Hyundai A-League is an absolute peach, and it could well be enough to win the game for the Victory.
Thanks to Grant Brebner, Melbourne's merry march continued. But they were forced to bend their backs again 8 days later against a Queensland outfit that was eager to impress their new boss, Frank Farina.
Fred dinks it through, looking for also. Oh, it's an own goal by Andrew Packer, and Melbourne have the lead with virtually the first real shot in anger of the game, and the first goal of the Frank Farina era goes in the wrong net so far as the Queensland Roar fans are concerned.
I was just about to say giving the easier pass sometimes is the better option.
Milicic again doesn't get any change this time out of Roddy Vargas, who continues his run forward to join in with the Melbourne attack. Slip throw looking for Archie Thompson, and Josh McLaughlin, our wager, is a bit grateful that Thompson didn't get on the end of that. Now Fred, little 1-2 with Danny Allsop. Thompson lurks with intent in the middle. Archie Thompson! That was great striking play by Archie Thompson. Now here's Brebner. Allsop left, Thompson right, still Brebner. Beaten away by Liam Reddy, and Thompson was waiting for any rebounds. Well, his fourth save of the game on his return, Eugene Galekovic, and in all honesty, none of them have been too difficult. Now, awkward bouncing ball, Archie Thompson is in, and that could well be the 3 points for Melbourne Victory. It's Archie Thompson again. He got the winner here at Suncorp in round 18 last year. He'd love to play at this ground every week. 2-0 for the Victory. Alessandro's ball through, and Thompson's onto it again. Archie Thompson, side netting.
Well, having got there, should have done better. And you got one tonight, possibly could have had another, but that, what's that, one behind Danny Allsop? Is that a bit of a competition between you and Danny? Yeah. Or is Kevin Muscat in there as well?
I said to Muscat, I'm not diving in the box anymore for him. And Danny's, you know, I'm trying to catch Danny, but that one was for my little girl tonight, if she's watching.
The Victory paid a high price for the win in Brisbane, with no less than 8 players emerging from a physical encounter with some sort of injury. The toll appeared evident the following week when their 5-game unbeaten run came to an end at the hands of Newcastle, yet it wasn't as if the home side didn't create enough chances.
Danny Allsop has pulled wide. Ocon appeals for offside, not heeded. Allsop goes past one defender. Danny Allsop away and over the top by Fred, and Melbourne showing their attacking potency already. This is Brebner teeing up Fred. Fred running at the heart of the defence for the Jets. Archie Thompson across the face of goal. And Danny Allsop couldn't get there. Coffney's header really finds Brebner. Alessandro to Sarkis, and then Brebner pumps it forward. Alessandro continues his run. He's in behind Jade North. Real chance for victory. Great save by Nichevsky. Best chance of the first half. Here's Danny Allsop testing the Jets' defence. Rounds one, rounds a second. Danny Allsop! Oh, wonderful skills from Allsop. And again, the Jets are hugely indebted to Newcastle. Wonderful stuff. Alessandro slips Steve Eagleton the dummy. Credit to Eagleton, he tracked back, but he's only put it into the path of Fred. Round one player, and again Newcastle comes to the rescue.
Well, he's so quick off his line.
Well, the crowd doing their bit for Melbourne, as they always do. Carl, little dink over the top. Milton Rodriguez scores for the Jets. What a ball from Nicky Carl, and a cool-as-you-like finish by Milton Rodriguez. His fifth of the campaign, and the Jets have stung the Telstra Dome. Danny Allsop's gone down with a cramp. Meantime, here come the Jets through Griffiths. Oh, that's a wonderful stop from Eugene Galekovic. At full stretch.
That is further in respect to the top four.
Yep, they're not out of it yet by any means. This is Brebner. Oh, Brebner, and it clipped the base of the post. Well, it seemed to move in slow motion. Newcastle was scrambling across and thinking that that shot was going wide, and grabbed Brebner, who scored against Perth from a similar sort of range. Clips the base of the woodwork.
No sooner had one 5-match undefeated trot ended when the Victory embarked on another one. This time it began when they proved too good for an Adelaide United outfit that contained Brazilian legend Romario. It was sweet revenge for the events of nearly 2 months earlier in Melbourne.
Yeah, there's been some memorable moments. Ooh, and Bajic had a chop at Fred there. Mark Shit, well, we said it hadn't been feisty. And Robert Bajic gets a straight red card. Incredible. Well, absolutely needless from the Adelaide goalkeeper. The Melbourne fans celebrate. It's stupidity of the highest order. It's Muscat against Beltrame. And there's no contest. Kevin Muscat's done it again. His 6th successful conversion. Hindmarsh goes mad. There's 1 or 2 objects being thrown in the direction of the Melbourne number 2, but the league leaders have the lead. Here's Fred. A challenge on the Brazilian, of course, gave Melbourne a penalty. Then a late challenge by Brebner on Aloisi. It's going to be another card. What colour? It's red. It's 10 apiece. It's madness at Hindmarsh. Absolute madness. Why on earth has Grant Brebner just committed that foul? And now it's the Adelaide fans' turn to be jumping up and down. Ernie Merrick, unsurprisingly, is not smiling, and this time we're not blaming him either. So we do criticise, but we praise too. And this is Kemp in behind the back. That's a goal by Fernando! And a Brazilian has scored at Hindmarsh. Perhaps not the one that we expected. Alagic's ball in. Vitz, now Romario. This is where he's dangerous. Romario! Oh, Theopolis saves with the legs. That was almost the moment. Now Muscat. Oh, and Adelaide caught a bit square here. Allsop! Danny Allsop! Melbourne have the lead after being under the cosh for much of the second half, and it's Danny Allsop's 9th of the campaign. It's a sucker punch so far as Adelaide are concerned.
Well, what a great finish. And it's his first touch that sets up the goal.
Melbourne were able to absorb that pressure. And they've got strikers as lethal as Allsop. And here, Archie Thompson. And you can really make teams pay. Scored a couple of goals as well, not just the winner against the Victory, but also one against Perth. Oh, now Costanzo has lost the ball to Allsop. This surely the chance to finish it for Melbourne. Allsop off the bar. Archie Thompson with the follow-up. And it's put away to safety by Ross Aloisi, and Adelaide somehow survived. Now, Allsop, Fred in space. Beltrame thought about coming, but didn't this to finish it. Oh, and a good save first up by Beltrame, but Fred knocks home the rebound, and another Brazilian is on target. And this time it's Fred, and that has surely won all 3 points of the victory.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming, must be the victory coming.
Now, Archie Thompson through the legs of Ufuk Talay. He only has Alessandro in support. Being joined now in the middle by Danny Allsop, but Allsop was way too far behind the play to have any real sort of impact. Just the 1 minute of additional time. Not too much in terms of goal mouth action to get excited about. That was a glorious pass though by Kevin Muscat to seek out Archie Thompson. Thompson shot. Now Melbourne going to get their noses in front right at the death of the first half. Thompson uses Alessandro as the decoy. Thompson over the top, and it's Melbourne's best opportunity. Now Fred. Oh, that's a great ball. Archie Thompson onside. Thompson! Oh, and also with the follow-up. Couldn't put it between the sticks. Here come Melbourne again, though. Oh, this is a lovely run by Archie Thompson. Thompson!
Oh. You must hit the target. What a great run.
Now Fred wriggles free. Thompson's ball in towards Allsop, and it's over the top by Ian Fife. Good defending by Fife.
It's an incredible match tonight. The boys, to their credit, we played really well. Like I said, I can't say enough for the supporters that we have here. I mean, 50,000, just fantastic, and I'm just sorry that we're going to have to make it another week and we'll get one.
Blue, white and silver flying strike like a flash of lightning, revved up and full of fighting, victory the brave. And in the heat of battle stand.
Caceres with the delivery. Oh, and a foot header by Vargas. Not too far away. The crowd are keeping themselves entertained. The North Stand and the South Stand shouting at each other. Here's Caceres, maybe to liven it up. Also trying to tee it up for Kevin Muscat, but Johnson is in there. And the free kick is given for the foul on Pantelides. New Zealand not happy. Angelo Nardi adamant.
That's just the follow-through that...
Now free kick's been taken quickly, and Danny Allsop has put the ball in the back of the net. It's a perfect 10 for Dan the Man, and Melbourne are in front at Olympic Park.
Well, they took that quick. New Zealand went to sleep. They've been so disciplined, so well organised. But here it's the quick free kick. The ball in, Danny Allsop gets free. It's a simple finish. A training ground move. Inside of the foot.
They've been uncharacteristically lacklustre until that goal went in. Perhaps the sense of occasion had gotten to them a little bit. And they've relaxed now. And here's Caceres. Got to get the defence. Caceres! Oh, yes! Adrian Caceres! Fabulous strike. And maybe the Victory have one hand on the Premier's plate. It's a sumptuous finish from the boy from Buenos Aires.
Nice, wonderful play. He's allowed to turn, and that's the key. Heads go down. The second goal's a real killer.
Fred's ball. Thompson onside. Little sandwich through Caceres.
Oh, I haven't got there. He probably should have scored.
Lele Gao runs into a bit of a cul-de-sac and forgets to take the ball. This is Archie Thompson. Good run by Allsop. Nobody picked him up. More danger here for New Zealand. Danny Allsop running at them. Allsop! Oh, exquisite finish. 2 for Allsop, 11 for the season, 3 for Melbourne. And the Premier's plate is within sight.
Well, it's poor marking. from his late run from midfield. But after that, it's all about Danny Allsop's pace and his power. You start looking around you and blaming other people instead of doing your own jobs, as they had done up until the first goal.
Mark Taston has got to get the wall right because he's got limited movement. Oh, it's a cheeky one. Thompson! 4 goals in 10 minutes. It's an avalanche at Olympic Park.
Well, it's a free kick again. They're just asleep. No concentration. I know Ricky Herbert's only been in the job a couple of days, but what is he going to say to them? It's a lovely ball from Kevin Muscat. He chips it over. Look, he's pretending there. He's looking at the ball. Archie Thompson pulls off, comes off the inside of the post. That partnership of Allsop and Thompson, so complimentary.
Now Fred forward for Allsop, who's onside, goes down in the box. Angelo Nani had a good look at it and shook his head.
Ball must have been close. I'm not sure how much ball he got.
Theokotos wants to keep his clean sheet. And Melbourne quickly turned defensive to attack. Robinson, Alessandro's there too. Robinson went for glory. It's been a long, hard road for Ernie Merrick, certainly last season, but some very smart off-season recruitment has turned the team around. The fans have responded and given them some unbelievable backing. And they are about to get their reward. Let the party begin in Melbourne. No smile still from Ernie Merrick, but it's victory again for victory. And in the space of 12 months, Melbourne's metamorphosis from worst Australian club to best is complete. Best on field, best off field. Melbourne are premiers, and deservedly so. Next stop, Asia 2008. Final score at Olympic Park. Their final game at this ground. Melbourne Victory 4, New Zealand Knights 0.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming. Must be the victory coming. Pumped up and full of running victory.
Brebner looking for Thompson. It's a nice ball. Archie Thompson has Fred making a run. O'Sullivan, well, he's got the man marking duty, and he had to be there. Brebner, little 1-2 with Archie Thompson. Wonderful stop from Danny Vukovic. Burns looking for Allsop. He's got the wrong side of Porter. Lovely skill from Danny Allsop. Releasing Archie Thompson. Nice ball across, and arriving is Fred. O'Sullivan could do nothing about him this time, and the Brazilian has his 4th goal of the season. The travelling supporters have seen the Victory take the lead.
Oh, they're lethal. He picks himself up off the ground, looks at the scoreboard, and his team's a goal down.
Story looking for Thompson, who nipped in front of Bradley Porter and stuck it away in the bottom corner. It's 2-0 now after 26 minutes. Archie Thompson with the familiar celebration. They're not taking their foot off the pedal, the Melbourne Victory. They're 2-0 up.
Well, this is a case of the master v the apprentice. Look at Archie Thompson nip in front of Bradley Porter, and from there it was just a matter of having a cool head from one of the competition's top practitioners. The far post is his. Another good chance.
Petrie again. This time it's gone in, and the Mariners are back in it. Adam Kwasnik at the back post.
And they can bring the crowd into the equation, Central Coast, if they're half smart. But they must lock the gate at home. And Alex Wilkinson with a great example. That last piece of defending was absolute top shelf against Archie Thompson.
See McMaster on his haunches after a clash with Kevin Muscat, but here's Grant Brebner. Great positioning again from Danny Vukovic, but McMaster is still down. Here's Allsop. Allsop might go his own here on the left foot. Again, the positioning from Danny Vukovic has been outstanding tonight. Gumprecht, good skill. He's got McMaster in the clear. McMaster a chance. And look at the defending again, this time from Roddy Vargas, who made up ground. But a wonderful chance for Jamie McMaster.
Blue, white and silver flying straight like a flash of lightning, revved up and full of fighting, victory the brave. And in the heat of battle stand up.
Chance here for Sarkis. What a save from Tommy Tomic. We're used to that by now. Here's Lee. Target again is Harnwell. It gets over the defender, and Jamie Harnwell has done it again. Bertos. Coyne testing Galekovic, who's come and missed completely. Saric has Lee behind him. Look at the room and the time here for Mark Lee. Not a bad delivery. Mark Burns, the horror show continues. He's put the ball into his own net, and the Glory have doubled their lead. It's been a busy introduction here for Broxham. Brebner. Perth have backed off him, and Grant Brebner off the base of the post. It's gone in. The rebound, and it's Christian Sarkis with his first goal of the season, and the Victory may be back in this contest.
Well, great penetration from Grant Brebner. He's been a wonderful find for Melbourne Victory as well. Wonderful power and direction and angle on the shot. Beat Tomic, not the post, and Christian Sarkis the first to react. Sends a message to Marcel Marceau as well in celebration.
15 minutes to go here at the Members Equity Stadium. The shot comes in from Sarkis. Finally, Christian Sarkis has scored from the dead ball. It's been a long time coming, and the Victory, down to 10 men, have drawn level against the Glory.
Melbourne, hear the sound of drumming, must be the Victory coming, pumped up and full of running, victory.
Let's look at the stats of the balls in the penalty area. The roar of 5 times into the 18-yard box of Melbourne Victory. A shot and a tip around the post from Tando Velapi. Early indicator as to why. Sarkis whips in the corner, and again a tip from the goalkeeper onto the crossbar. Melbourne centimetres away from taking the lead.
That's another wonderful save, a reaction save. Header from Kevin Muscat.
Dalevsky threads it through, and this is good play again by the Roar. Murray, Damien Murray! It just had to be, didn't it, on his return to Melbourne. His first goal for Queensland, and the Roar have the goal that they so desperately craved. It's a tiny cut apparently, and that's a good flick by Damien Murray, and Mackay's in here. Oh, and that was a real chance for the Roar to get a second goal.
Well, that's a good save from Theoklitos.
Kevin Muscat. Touched by Thompson. Fred, lovely 1-2. Archie Thompson, one-handed palm away by Tando Velapi. And Danny Allsop just unable to follow up.
Oh, he was a couple of centimetres away from equalising.
I want to see a goal from that team, and what they have seen is another wonderful one-handed stop from Tando Velapi. Fred. Thompson again in the narrow route. Archie Thompson, and that really did sting the palms of Tando Velapi. This time he's content to put it behind for a corner. That was moving. This would undoubtedly be the most important victory of their season. Fred makes a little diagonal run towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Always danger when he's near the ball. It's over the top of one of the defenders, and poked home by Archie Thompson. A striker's goal, and Queensland's resistance is finally broken.
Well, it comes from Fred. We talked about the need for Melbourne Victory to use the flanks. The talk of a midfielder to go beyond the strikers. And Fred is the man that's capable of doing it. He does it. But having got there, they've got him well covered. It's a nothing cross, really.
The fans really do lift the tempo once their team lifts them. All of a sudden, Melbourne stringing passes together, and Velopy pushes it behind from the long-range effort from Lee Broxham. Docker. Back to Griffin, needs a good ball in for Queensland. Milicic couldn't get there. Oh, Queensland have nicked it right at the death.
They may have been pipped at the post, but Melbourne still managed to record another magic milestone en route to the title when they became the first club to welcome 300,000 spectators through the turnstiles in just one season. A week later, the club registered a far less meritorious feat when they were savaged by a rampant Newcastle 4-0, the biggest defeat in the club's short existence.
Allsop's ball has put Vargas in trouble. Chance for Mark Bridge! Mark Bridge for Newcastle! 10 minutes to go before the break, and has Mark Bridge built a platform to put the Jets in the playoffs? Oh, and I tell you what, I bet there's a few nerves in Queensland and Sydney at the moment. That's really put the cat among the pigeons. Yeah, Muscat trying a shot from about 50 metres, and Ante Kovic, well, was scrambling back. That would have been an amazing moment. Jade North, oh, that's a dangerous ball, and they could be made to pay here, the Jets. Oh, bursting through the middle, Archie Thompson, he's hit the post.
Oh, he's done the hard part. What a miss.
They're away again here, Newcastle. Joel Griffiths free on the right. Joel Griffiths, 4-0. Oh, Melbourne in total disarray, and it's 4 for the Jets, and surely now they are in the 4.
Well, look at the faces, they can't believe it themselves.
Yeah, whatever else you were going to do, as I said at half-time, cancel it. Not to be missed, that one. Tim Brown, who's been a real battle in midfield for the Jets.
Well, him and Michalek both been excellent, haven't they? Up against all the experience of Kevin Muscat, Grant Brebner. Kevin Muscat's coming off.
I think he's actually just signalled to the bench that he was so upset with that decision that he's not going to play anymore. He's had enough. He's walked straight off. Christian Sarkis was perhaps coming on anyway, but they're telling him to go back on. It's all happening here. I don't think I've ever seen this. A coach arguing with his captain saying he wants to come off, and Merrick saying, you're not going off, get back on.
No, I think it's the referees. Well, they haven't done the substitution yet.
Now they can do it. My apologies.
Aaron Healy was there, just standing with Sarkis. Matthew Breeze hadn't allowed the substitution to take place. And early Merrick and just explained to Kevin Muscat that they weren't telling him to get back on.
Despite going down in their last 2 regular season assignments, the Victory still finished 12 points clear of second-placed Adelaide on the ladder, with 14 wins from their 21 fixtures. Their quest for the crown was enhanced when they kept a clean sheet in the first leg of the major semi-final at Hindmarsh Stadium, withstanding everything that the red shirts could throw at them.
Story finding Fred. Aloisi for company. Little dig through Danny Allsop, and again it was Costanzo. Allsop wins the header. Thompson's pace might just get him there ahead of Costanzo and Beltrame.
Is that the result you came for? No, not really. We would have liked to have got a goal. We would have liked to have gone on and win it, but so be it. It was obviously, I don't think there was too much given. I don't think it was a great spectacle, but we ought to play for next week in Melbourne.
Keeping Adelaide at bay on their home soil was a huge boost for the Victory's grand final aspirations, and they returned to the Telstra Dome knowing that there'd be almost 50,000 Victorians behind them. This astonishing tidal wave of support may well have made the critical difference in an unforgettable finish.
Here is Caceres. Dodd with the challenge. Melbourne on the attack early. Elegant, and it's almost been put into the goal.
And he'll come and tuck across because he's not a natural wide player. The natural width will come from Travis Dodd on the other side.
Ball played in deep to the back post. Dodd with the header. Travis Dodd with the opening goal of the major semi-final. Away from home, he silenced the Telstra Dome. What an important goal that is for Adelaide United. Aloisi, Danny Allsop with plenty of room. He's been invited to shoot. Danny Allsop. And there was plenty of meat behind that effort from the big number 9. Story. With his left knee strapped. Muscat, now Brebner. Waits for a run from Pantelides, comes inside instead, Grant Brebner. Danny Allsop with a chance to shoot. Save from Beltrame, a very important one. Still with Melbourne. Story squares it up. Muscat thinks about a shot, goes inside instead. And again, maybe someone needs to pull the trigger for Melbourne Victory. Bustling, surging, menacing run here from Danny Allsop. And Danny Allsop has levelled it up in the major semi-final. The Victory are very much alive.
Well, what a finish. What a goal from Danny Allsop. Saying he hasn't been in form in the last few weeks. Well, he's brought this massive crowd at the Telstra Dome to life. He doesn't bring a smile from Ernie Merrick, but he brings a smile to all these people here and his teammates. It's a wonderful finish. It opens up for him. Here he drives inside. Valkanis, he takes it the other way onto his left foot. And there's placement and there's power in this shot. Here it goes, he shapes to go outside, comes inside. And that goes into the top corner. Unstoppable. Wonderful strike from Danny Allsop.
Goal number 12 of the season for Danny Allsop. Undoubtedly his most important. Here's Sarkis. Looking for Thompson, who's in behind this Adelaide defence. Good cover from Belcanis for the moment. Clever ball inside, and the bounce just beat Christian Sarkis, who was licking his lips there in anticipation. Leia is there, Vargas is there. Allsop always a threat. Robinson. Testing times here for Adelaide. In comes the free kick. Good delivery, Robinson, and it's gone in! The substitute has put Melbourne Victory into the grand final.
Well, it's unbelievable. Adelaide don't deal with it. They've dealt with every ball into the box today. And the one, 2 minutes into injury time, it's lobbed in there. It falls to James Robinson. The header doesn't have power, but what it has is direction. And it loops over Beltrame, and it quite possibly sends Melbourne Victory into the grand final in 2 weeks' time here at the Telstra Dome.
Amazing scenes here at the Telstra Dome. He hasn't scored a goal for Melbourne Victory until now, and what a time to score for James Robinson.
Well, they're just panicking. Melbourne anywhere will do.
Thompson, 3 against 2 for Melbourne. Robinson wants another chance. Still going is Archie Thompson. They're queuing up. The shot is blocked. And eventually cleaned up by Daniel Beltrame. A look at the watch here from Mark Shield. There can only be seconds remaining. Jete is the target. Dodd, Travis Dodd against the keeper. What a save from Michael Theokotos.
Well, Michael Theokotos has come up with the most dramatic save of the season. What about a chance?
Huge save from the goalkeeper. And there is the final whistle. Melbourne Victory are into the grand final, and it will be played here at the Telstra Dome. The late show for the minor premiers has brought Adelaide United undone in the cruelest circumstances imaginable. The final score in the second leg of the major semi is Melbourne Victory 2, Adelaide United 1.
Of course, there was one other significant title that went Melbourne's way in early 2007. And it was a nice little piece of silverware called the Hyundai A-League Championship. On a day that will never be forgotten, the Pride of Victoria submitted a display that bordered on football perfection to cap a campaign par excellence.
Deadlock still to be broken. Maybe this is the chance. Fred through. Archie Thompson! Goal! Ball's over the line. Mark Shield has signalled the goal. And Archie Thompson, the man who never scored against Adelaide, puts that statistic right on the big stage.
Well, the referee's assistant flagged it straight away. Archie Thompson with the outside of his right boot. It hits the post. He was well found by Fred. What a great first touch. That's what sets up the goal. Adelaide fell asleep. Costanzo had his arm raised in the air, calling for the offside. Ernie Merrick still hasn't smiled.
This is Allsop. Very simple 1-2 with Fred. And this is where Melbourne are dangerous. Allsop running at pace. Fred on the outside. Fred in. Archie Thompson! Sensational goal for the Victory. And they've doubled their money in the grand final.
What a wonderful piece of football. Again, it's down the right-hand side as Greg Owens gets caught forward. They're away, but what they do well is they're away with pace. Danny Allsop, the overlapping run from Fred. Archie Thompson, beautiful run to the near post. Look at Allsop, he holds it up, picks the right time. Had to be first time pass from Fred, it was, and Archie Thompson with a left-footed finish this time. Wonderful stuff from Melbourne.
They had such a miserable spell with PSV Eindhoven towards the end of last season, but he's showing his full array of skills now, including a little backflip for Caceres. Here is Thompson. Now Brebner trying to side-foot it home, and Beltrame makes the save. Now Thompson.
Well, look at the midfield there. See, they're just outnumbering. Most of the time it's Aloisi. Nathan Burns comes back, but it's too late.
Now Brebner's been caught very late, and Ross Aloisi, well, he's already been booked, and it goes from bad to worse for Adelaide United. They're 2-0 down, and now they've lost their captain for a second yellow.
Well, he's fired up, but it's a silly thing to do for a player of such great experience as John Kosmina.
Muscat. Oh, lovely ball from Muscat. Thompson again. Archie Thompson! 3-0! And maybe that will bring the championship to Melbourne. Archie Thompson has a hat-trick. He'll take the match ball and possibly Melbourne the trophy itself.
Well, it's a great finish in the end, but it's poor defending. Even with 10 men, they get caught square again. Yeah, well, it wasn't a happy grand final for Greg Owens. We know it's not his best position. He certainly was exposed on that side, and the gamble didn't pay off.
And Adelaide are exposed again here. Thompson looking for a fourth. It's back off the woodwork and over the top from Fred. Made the journey. Not too much from their team. Plenty from this man, though. Thompson slips it through. Allsop, and then Fred with the follow-up. Back off the woodwork again. The second time they've hit the frame of the goal in the second half. And Adelaide clinging on. Simon Story. Just too easy. Now Fred. Melbourne will break with pace. 4 on 3. Thompson onside. This could be a fourth for Archie Thompson. That's it, surely, for Melbourne. They're singing in the rain at the Dome. And the trophy is heading for the victory cabinet.
Well, Lance Costanzo thinks it's offside. It must have been close, but the problem is there's no pressure on the ball.
Now Muscat. Robinson. Now Fred. Allsop darts towards the near post. Thompson! Well, the ball is just glued to his boots, and glued, it seems, to the back of the nets. It's 5 for Archie Thompson and Melbourne.
Well, this game's going to a lot of places around the world. There might be a few clubs that are watching this performance from Archie Thompson. Wonderful play again from Fred.
And it's 3 against 3 again. It's Fred. Robinson left. Allsop right. Danny Allsop. Well, it just won't go in for Danny Allsop.
Oh, he'd love one, wouldn't he? Should have scored.
Yeah, we'll get there, Joshua Ward. I think it was time for one final flourish. Sarkis. Christian Sarkis. That is perhaps the pick of the bunch. What a way to finish it at Telstra Dome. Brilliant. And it's 6 for the victory.
What a wonderful strike against the tired Adelaide defence, but take nothing away from Andy Merrick is smiling. He's even getting a hug from his chairman, Jeff Lord. I guess that means his job's safe next season, but what about the goal from Sarkis?
Now they can all smile. The final whistle blows. Victory is ours, proclaimed the banner made by the Blue and White Brigade. And now their premonition has come true. They've been the best off the field all season, and now they've proved it where it really matters. Melbourne, the football capital of Australia, and the champions of Australia. Well done to Ernie Merrick, well done to the players. They were sensational, their fans were sensational, and they can savour this moment.
I think I'll sit down in a couple of days and realise this probably means more to me than everything else I've achieved in my career. To be part of a team from scratch. We ended up 7th or whatever it was last season. To be champions and champions by a stretch, it's enormous.
I made a prediction, a bold prediction this morning, that I would get 3 goals, and it's always been a joke between me and Christian and Danny that every match I'd score 3 goals, and it never happened. And what do you know, in a grand final, I didn't manage to get 3, I got 5, but it wasn't just me. I mean, I cannot take all the credit. I mean, the guys have been fantastic throughout the year, right through to the coaching staff. You know, also Fred 4 assists tonight, I think. I also wanted to give Danny one. He was so lucky. He's been great all year. But thank you so much. It's unbelievable.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to call forward the Prime Minister, Mr. John Howard, and the CEO of Hyundai Motors Australia, Mr. Steve Yeo, to present the 2007 Hyundai Trophy to their champions and captain, Kevin Muscat, and coach, Ernie Merrick. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your champion,